Cillian Murphy gave the performance of his life in Oppenheimer, but now due to one very strange rule, he might not be able to win.
The rest of that video goes on to talk about how the Oscars are too woke now, and because of their new rules, Cillian Murphy won't be able to win the Best Actor Oscar, but that entire video is completely false, completely wrong, and here's actually what's happening with Oscars. Right off the bat, right away, we're able to disprove the idea that Cillian Murphy can't win Best Actor for Oppenheimer because of the diversity requirements, because it says right here, this is only for the Best Picture category. Every other category will be held to their current eligibility requirements. So Cillian Murphy is Best Actor, doesn't matter about anything for the new DEI requirements. So where he is right is that there are new diversity, equity, and inclusion requirements for the Oscars starting in 2024. But does this mean Oppenheimer won't be able to win Best Picture at the Oscars or even be nominated for it? No, it will be nominated. It has a chance to win, and here's why, based on the new diversity, equity, and inclusion requirements for the Oscars, that Oppenheimer is still fine. There are 4 different categories of standards relating to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and a film must meet at least 2 of the 4 standards in order to be eligible at the Oscars. First standard, standard A, is on-screen representation, which in order to knock off this standard, you have to meet at least one of these 3 rules. Lead or significant supporting actors from an underrepresented community, a general ensemble cast of at least 30% of the actors from an underrepresented community, or 3, the main storyline or subject matter about an underrepresented community. And as we all know from Oppenheimer's cast, they are not passing that standard whatsoever. But remember, they only need to satisfy 2 of the 4 standards, so let's take a look at Standard B. This relates to the creative leadership and project team of the movie. And what this states is that at least 2 of the following creative leadership positions, casting director, cinematographer, composer, costume designer, director, editor, hairstylist, makeup artist, and a list of other technical film roles, needs to be satisfied by someone in the following underrepresented groups: women, racial or ethnic group, LGBTQ+, or people with cognitive or physical disabilities. And for this, Oppenheimer passes with flying colors. You look through the makeup department, there's plenty of representation. Production design done by Ruth DeYoung. Costume designer Ellen Mironick, the entire casting department being made up of mostly women. So Standard B passes with flying colors for Oppenheimer. Next we have Standard C, which is industry access and opportunities, so paid apprenticeship and internship opportunities for people of underrepresented groups. And this is from the film's distribution or financing company. Oppenheimer was distributed by Universal Pictures, one of the biggest distribution companies in the world for movies, and they have literally hundreds of internship opportunities listed on NBC Universal's website right now. So Standard C, with a company like Universal Pictures behind the company of Oppenheimer, they're going to pass this with flying colors. And the last standard, Standard D, audience development. This is the marketing, publicity, distribution of the film. There needs to be executives on those teams that are made up with members of underrepresented communities. And for this, I didn't even research it for Oppenheimer because they already passed Standard B and Standard C, which means for the new Oscar DEI requirements, Oppenheimer's completely fine. So whether you think these DEI requirements for Best Picture at the Oscars are needed, warranted, a good or bad idea, that's a different conversation. But in regards to Oppenheimer and Cillian Murphy, they have nothing to do with it. Oppenheimer's going to be nominated for a ton of Oscars. His eligibility is not in question. Don't believe the misinformation the anti-woke establishment is trying to tell you.